Yo, what up, street gods? There, Kim. All right, bodybuilding philosophy. So, what is the only real thing that we got is our bodies. So, the funny thing with the body is that everyone loves it, but feels ashamed of it and feels shy around it. But the human body, your body, is the only real thing that we got, and kind of modern day consumerism, capitalism, it's more focused on buying stuff than focusing on the body. So for example, everyone wants to get the Tesla, the McLaren, the Rolls, the Bentley, the Lambo, the blah blah blahs, yet nobody wants to get super duper swole, right? And the question is, would you rather be like a Tyler Durden from Fight Club and not own a car, or be the skinny fat loser in the Lambo or the Tesla or the Porsche, etc., right? So I think the reason why the body is so great, because simple thoughts. Let us assume that thinking, philosophy, art is your personal passion. Certainly the more strong and more epic and the more demigod your body is, the loftier your thoughts will become. The loftier your body, the loftier your thoughts, right? And that is the ultimate goal for thinkers and philosophers, is to attain a new height or apex or limit of thinking. And the source of our thoughts comes from our body, not like in the air, right? No such thing as divine inspiration, etc. So, the body is a means towards philosophy is a good way to think about it. Or who knows, or maybe even the other way. Philosophy as a means to the body, right? And ultimately, there is nothing more beautiful than the human body, right? Like, would you have the world's most beautiful car or the world's most beautiful women, right? The latter, certainly. And it's kind of funny because the reason why the body is so, we have this kind of weird relationship with it, is in some way it's glorified, but it's also shamed. Like, for example, I think that's very weird in America. If you're a guy growing up, here, America's kind of like, everyone's so shy about their bodies, right? Like, so for example, at least in America, right? Like, dudes don't see each other naked, right? Like, that's kind of like a no-no, right? Whereas in Korea and Asia, it's kind of the norm, right? And I've never met nobody who's ever been proud or loves their body, whether a guy or girl. Even the world's most impressive powerlifter or bodybuilder, no one seems satisfied. I love my body. I'm very satisfied. I love the way I look. I love my height, my strength, my muscles, etc. And so then the question then is, once you achieve your personal perfect aesthetic, then what? My thought is to become more like, demigod, like to become even more impressive. Like my current goal right now, I want to rack pull at least 7 plates. What was that? 700 pounds, 695 pounds, I don't even know. And for me, it's a personal curiosity and quest, right? And this is where YouTube is motivational. All these dudes are on the juice and the roids and the gummy bears, right? But I see dudes do this one dude I saw on Big Boy's channel, like wearing a backwards cap. He did a 800-pound deadlift, mixed grip, chalk, no weightlifting straps, 800 pounds, 4 times the body weight, easy, right? And that's actually the good thing, is like watching even a Big Boy do the 1,000-something pound trap bar deadlift, no straps. I'm like, dude, granted he's probably on the roids, right? Is it like, I'm like, you could do 1,000 pounds, I could do at least 700 pounds, 800 pounds, 900 pounds, who knows, right? So if you want to hype yourself up, right, just go on YouTube or Google and search like 900-pound deadlift, 1,000-pound deadlift, etc. But anyways, so I think the reason why modern society is so boring is that we kind of lack bodily challenges, right? Like, we're not like the ancient Spartans. We're not trained in hand-to-hand combat anymore. Even like in South Korea, right? Like all the guys are required to do at least 2 years of military service, which I think actually it's probably a good idea. We kind of lack skills with our hands, our bodies, etc. We're just really good at like sending emails and putting together PowerPoint presentations and sitting in boring Zoom meetings. But besides that, like, we lack the physical. Also, you think about the modern physiology. Average tech worker is indoors all day, whether at home or at the office, lacking natural light, etc. And yet, so funny. It's like everyone's like, right? So. Okay, if you ever watched the movie Ex Machina, I think it's a great movie. It's like takes the dudes and the pseudo Google's like finds his porn history and then creates like the ideal AI woman, sexy girl robot that looks exactly like his prawn preferences. And so it's funny because people say something and then they act a different way, right? Like, for example, I'm just thinking, right? So. Let's say you have like some woke ass dude, right? Like talking about like, XYZ, right? About, the body or, equality or something like that, right? Just wonder, think to yourself, it's like, what does he do at night when he turns on the Google incognito? What does he look at? Right? Only he could know, right? So right? And truth be told, right? Like, I would say 99%, if not 100% of the guys I know have looked at the PR0N at least once or twice. Right? It's like, what do you think about the red tube, the U-porn, the X-hamster, the Reddit gone wild, the Reddit NSSW, GIF, right? He's like, or what do you do when you turn on your VPN and you ghost your IP and you open up the Pirate Bay and you click around, you download the what? So what are you torrent, bro? What are you torrent at night? And so anyways, so then the quote unquote revealed preferences of most men is probably in their, porn history, truth be told. I can't speak for the ladies because, I'm a guy, I'm not a lady. So, and also I think this is the tricky thing is, assuming you're a guy or girl, whatever, it's probably a good idea to only philosophize and talk about things from your perspective and things that you know. So like, for example, since I'm a guy, right, or a male, I should philosophize on notions of male masculinity and beauty, not femininity or beauty and stuff like that. And similarly, this is one thing that kind of grinds my gears, is that I don't like it when women talk about male masculinity, because the reverse is not allowed, or the converse is not allowed. Is that, if you're in modern day woke circles, right, like, men are not allowed to talk about toxic femininity. It's like a no-no, right? So just kind of stick to what you know. But anyways, like, it's so funny too, because even from a financial perspective, what's cheaper, buying the new Tesla Plaid, right? Was that like over 100 G's, 120 G's, 130 G's, whatever? Or going to the Costco Business Center and spending $130,000 worth of meat, right? Beef brisket, beef ribs, beef heart, beef innards. And so, like, even as a pragmatic thought, right? Like, currently me and Cindy don't own a car. We're just borrowing Cindy's mom's car. I like the idea that, like, I don't know, maybe until I die, maybe I'll never own a car. I kind of like the idea, right? just Uber everywhere. Like, even if you think about the billionaires, trillionaires, they don't drive themselves. They don't own cars, right? Like, it's so funny because I think everyone wants to become a billionaire so they could just buy a billion things, right? Like, look at Elon Musk. Like, no one's gonna go to Elon and be like, yo, what do you drive, bro? He's like, drive? I don't drive. Other people drive me, or my Tesla autopilot drives me, or whatever, right? Same thing with the Jony Ive. I think when he used to commute to work at Apple, from what, SF to, there, I think he was in a Bentley and he just had someone else drive him, right? Like a true boss. Or Jay-Z is like, Jay-Z hasn't driven himself since 96, right? And so that's actually the funny thing also in Asia. Rich people don't drive themselves, they have a personal driver, right? And, so the funny thing in America, it's more masculine to be the driver, but I think that's silly. And also, when you get really, really rich, all the dudes get into racing at the track, and everyone's trying to flex how expensive their Porsche 911 GT3 RS or their McLaren is. But ultimately, racing, it's cool, it's fun and interesting to me, but the easier way to get your adrenaline up is just to go to the gym, hype yourself up. Hype lifting by Eric Kim. Do a 1 rep max, deadlift, trap bar deadlift, open hex bar deadlift, the sumo bar, sumo deadlift, or a rack pull or a squat, and just kind of and just get really loud and just try to hype yourself up. To me, that's a better way to harness your adrenaline. But yeah, so I think moving forward, practical suggestion is spend less money, attention, focus on like things, tools, devices, stuff like that, and just focus on building your body.